Yeah.
But yeah, so go ahead with GH. It was a big deal.
So I was going through a really difficult moment in my life. I just finished building this beautiful house upstate New York that was.
I remember that.
Yeah,
yes.
you remember that? Yeah, I showed you
you
photos.
remodeled it.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
we left. I was my first marriage, and it ended quite badly with divorce. So it is badly. So I was going through a really difficult time. I'd finished this house, which was kind of the house of our dreams, and I kept the house, and my taxes went from nothing to monstrous. I was really in a very difficult psychological stage in my life. It was very difficult, and I thought, what am I going to do? I really felt my career had sort of stopped dead in its tracks. Yeah. But I think it comes from the fact that you're going through something difficult psychologically. And I was in this massive house all by myself, and I thought, I need to get out of here. And my agent calls me saying, hey, GH is looking, for you, is offering you 30 days.
Wow.
30 days on guaranteed minimum.
Yeah.
I know.
Did Mark know
It's
you?
amazing.
I think Mark knew of me because I'd done quite a lot already on TV.
Right. Yeah.
And I think he was a fan. I think because I got an offer, and
That's
my
amazing.
and my manager at the time, who was he knew I was going through a difficult time, and me, I was like this pompous ass from the East Coast theatre. I was like, excuse me, guys, I am a theatre actor. I do not do soap operas.
Yes.
And David, my manager, was like, okay, whatever you want, but and basically they kept wanting me to do it. I think David didn't tell them yet because he was working on me, I think.
Sure.
And and they upped the money that I was getting, and I was like, oh my God, it would be really amazing.
Yeah.
So I eventually accepted, and I find myself flying to LA, and I always remember I was like, nobody told me about what was going to happen. So I get there.
That's pretty much how it works.
And before we actually all met, I was lurking a lot. You know how new characters lurk.
You're a lurker.
Oh, that's right.
Head from the bush. Yeah. Oh, that's something.
Yeah,
Right
exactly,
before you did the crime, you were kind of. Yes.
I was kind of this guy.
Right.
I didn't even know my name then. I think I knew I was Mr. Craig, and I think it was a sort of homage to James Bond. Because then I had many. I think I was called Mr. Brosnan at one point.
Oh, sure.
Not many people know that, but so I get there and I'm like, because I'd had a bad experience doing a soap when I was a young actor because I didn't understand the concept of shooting one take. I remember shooting the take and I was like, okay, well, let's do it. And they were like, no, it's in the can.
No, you're done. Bye.
And I had a hissy fit. And,
oh boy. Yeah.
I was a young, stupid actor.
Right.
It happened.
It sure does.
It sure does.
Sure does.
But then I was now more prepared. I was very confident about my craft. I've done a lot of theatre, a lot of TV. So I arrived, and I have to admit also, it was really a huge turning point in my career. I arrived on the set of General Hospital. Everyone was unbelievably welcoming. It's true. I arrived there. I remember, and the one thing too is, I think that everyone had a great sense of humor, and I think I have a pretty good sense of humor.
I would say so.
We came in, and I think I got on very well with everyone, and it was incredibly nice to have people who were really appreciated what I brought.
Yeah, you did. You brought it.
And it was really, so for me, it's one of the greatest memories that I have, and I've said it in other interviews, saying that this was the best decision I made in my career.
Wow.
So I arrive at GH, I'm lurking, then you break for Christmas.
Yeah.
And then I come back, from Christmas, and then they tell me, this is what's going to happen. It turned out to be one of the great storylines, I think, in
one
GH.
One of the greatest, yes.
I think
the Metro Court, we still talk about it
I
today.
think the Metro Court was one of the greatest.
One of the best stories that they've ever told.
Because it also changed the trajectory of my character.
Exactly,
It made our relation, it solidified our relationship.
So you should thank him.
Yeah, and you had come fairly recently, right?
In November.
Oh yeah, so you were just before me.
I was brand new, yeah.
And then there was Bertie Pooh.
Right.
And actually, it's true. I came in, and I have to, give credit to Steve. Couldn't have been more welcoming. Really, really, it was really important, and couldn't have been funner. I mean, I think I don't know if all the fans know, but Steve is really funny, very witty, very kind,
Yes,
very welcoming, and I have to, and I think I fit instantly.
Dude, first of all, you fit in great because your personality is great, and you're very professional. You're awesome at what you do.
And the role was
it was one of the best roles I've ever seen, and some of the best casting ever.
Yeah,
I mean.
yeah.
But also when the camera stopped, you didn't take yourself too seriously.
No, dude.
You made everybody have fun.
Yeah.
We laughed so much.
But not so much fun that it cost us time.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It was just
a perfect blend of what
it was just
of what we did.
Yeah.
It was because time has changed so much. Times have changed, but it was such a perfect blend of what we did. First of all, the story was
awesome.
A+.
Right.
It was easier for me because suddenly I knew the whole. As
Everybody
I took
was there,
the whole cast hostage, you and Maurice
We're
and
joking.
the pillars of GH,
Yeah.
couldn't have been more welcoming. And and I remember that moment when, actually, that's when I think things shifted. Me and Maurice, I'm perfect. Had a confrontation on screen, which was scripted, and I think that I remember I was like, I'm going to give it.
Yeah.
I'm going to answer back and scare him.
Yeah.
Because there's one thing I'm good at, I think, is being scary and evil, even though I think I'm very congenial and very nice guy. And I remember because Maurice is really good.
Yeah.
And I got back, I remember snapping back at him, and I remember everyone going, okay. And then I was like, okay, I think I've been accepted.
Yeah.
And it sort of relaxed me because I was like, this is what I can offer, guys, and I'm loving this.
Yeah.
And I have to admit, and I loved every second of it. We had so much fun. The stakes were so high. The text was because I was basically doing soliloquy.
Oh, dude, you would have monologues, walking around the MetroCorp lobby, monologues.
Oh, it was crazy, and addressing people by their their names, which fans remember. So it was really, I thought to myself, my God, I couldn't have been more wrong. Thank God I said yes to this.
Yeah.
And it changed my career.
Yeah.
Suddenly, people started recognizing me. I started getting a fan base, which I think is important for any actor.
Sure.
I started getting this totally different fan base. And if people tell you that not everyone watches soaps, you would be surprised at the number of stars, big people who watch soaps.
Wow.
Because they really do.
Yeah.
I've been approached by big people who are like, oh my God, Mr. Craig, Jerry Jack.
That's
you have
amazing.
no idea. And casting directors in the business.
Sure. Yeah.
Because, it is kind of...
Apparently I'm doing something wrong because they're not calling me.
Well, you never know. You never know.
You're awfully good at staring, Steve, but the rest, not good.
They assume you have a job.
Yeah,
that's the thing. I mean, I was kind of just this new... they'd seen me in many other things, and then suddenly...
Right.
And the great thing about doing the soap, it sort of relaxed me. And I experimented with acting.
Yeah, I was going to ask you how that changed. I mean, obviously theater is a whole other animal, but it's a great animal to prepare you for.
But you know what? It's a great animal to prepare you for that. I experimented so much with GH.
Yeah.
With acting. I would go, I'm going to try this.
Yeah.
Because sometimes when you come in as an actor, even when you're recurring, I mean, when you're a regular, you get used to it, and it's easier, but it's not. Sometimes you don't want to go beyond
what's being expected.
Yeah, because you have a showrunner who are very. I'm not saying it's bad, but they're a little more finicky on the words, and I have to admit, GH was very loose. And I don't mean that in a bad way. They were very open. I went to Jill actually and said, you know what? Because Jill was like, this is great, I love it. I was having fun. I knew I was bringing something fun. I was hoping.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'd love to carry on. Yeah. I'm actually the one, she was like, yes, love to.
Yeah.
Right.
And it happened, and then we continued. Great. And, then of course, it depends. The character can be, he's an easier character to be recurring, I think.
Sure.
Jerry Jacks. But you know, it did exactly what I wanted it to do. It gave me so much confidence as an actor. It was really a win-win.
Yeah.
I have nothing negative to say about. Sorry, pardon me. But I have nothing negative to say about my experience. And also, you know, people were so kind. I think we were all pretty tight. We, you know, it was the time of Tyler and
lunch all the time.
Yeah, we'd have lunch.
Brandon had just started.
We'd all go out.
Yes.
Barrage had just started.
Brandon Barrage.
Yeah.
We'd go do these events. We'd have so much fun.
Oh yeah.
I know that was a great few years.
That was a great run.
It was really wonderful.
Sure.
Wonderful.
Please subscribe to our YouTube channel.